We are celebrating Global Running Day, and today I am being joined by somebody who I am very familiar with. She is very close to me, and I know her very well. Although some days she does surprise me. Please welcome my very special guest, me, Christina. Hi. Well, thank you for being here. Well, thank you for having me. Of course. So let's dive in. Okay. When and how did you start running? I always say it was 2000 was when I had started. That was the year that I had started training for my first marathon. But I really had started running prior to that, years prior to that, early to mid 90s. And how I started was I would run up and down the sidewalks of my block. Back then, I didn't have a Garmin, didn't have Strava, Runkeeper, any of those. So I really had no way of knowing how far I was going. No idea. I could have done thousands and thousands of miles. I wouldn't even know. So, what happened to you in 2000 that made you decide you wanted to do a marathon? I had known somebody who was training for a marathon, and they had told me that they had to run 18 miles over the weekend, and it was in the rain. And I thought, wow, that's intense. That's commitment. That's really interesting though, because I think I was naturally curious about it. I was curious about training for something that big. And I had mentioned one time that I had ran, I think it was like 4 or 5 miles, not in the rain, but that I ran these miles, and they just looked me over. They just kind of, gave me this look and said, "You run?" Yeah, yeah. Yikes. And I know why. At least I think I know why. At that time, I did look very similar to how I look now. And I think it was easy to look at me, or, anyone else for that matter, pass judgment and think that you don't look like a runner, whatever that means. But I do think there is this sort of ideal runner look that's been perpetuated by women's magazines, especially runner magazines. At least that's what I have seen. That has been my experience. And, I think they tend to put runners in this box, especially female runners, that, we either need to be this thin, petite body or this strong, lean, muscular, being. And when in reality, runners come in all shapes and sizes and weights and backgrounds and ethnicities and races. And so I understood where that remark was kind of coming from. And when I heard it, I was just like, yeah. But it did make me realize that up until then, I had only done a few, 5Ks, nothing, I wasn't racing these things. I was just running them just to run. I wanted something bigger. I think I wanted something more of a challenge for myself. And I think I was just naturally curious about training for a marathon and thinking that what is that like? What does that feel like? And could I do it? Could I do something like that? So what was your first marathon? It was Chicago. It was Chicago, the Chicago Marathon in 2000. And how was that experience? Painful. It was painful. I had trained and I had used the Hal Higdon Novus plan, which I love and I still use to this day. But I just remember not feeling anything like that before. I mean, even the tips of my fingers were sore. And I did lose a toenail. Yeah, those first marathons especially can be quite a doozy. but it didn't deter me from wanting to do it again. In fact, it was the opposite. I was looking forward to another one. It took me a couple of years to do my second marathon, but I got the bug. I really did get the running bug. What does running mean to you? Like, what has it done? Oh, good question. Running has definitely brought in some, people, some really good people that I don't think I would have met otherwise. Running has taken me to cities and places that I don't know if I would have visited had I not had running. It has done so much for me, not only mentally but physically, and it has just been extremely rewarding. And it's terrible when you have injuries, and any runner who has sustained an injury and it puts you out, and it's difficult to endure that. And you have to rest, you have to recover. And the greatest feeling is coming back from an injury. But it's running has just been so rewarding, and I'm glad it is an outlet that I have. Awesome. So now I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions that I like to call the Fartlek Five. Okay. Yeah. Are you ready? Ready. Okay. Okay. What is your favorite marathon? Oh, that's tough. Speed it up. Oh, Chicago Marathon. Yeah, that's my favorite. Just because it holds a special place in my heart. Most memorable marathon. Oh, that would be New York City Marathon 2009. Why? Because it was the 40th anniversary of it, and also um, throughout training, I kept saying that I was going to beat Katie Holmes's time. What? Yeah, Katie Holmes, the actress, she had ran the New York Marathon. I think it was like 2007 or 2008. Um, and she ran a pretty good time, especially, I mean, in my eyes, it was a great time. I think it was 5:29. And I don't think I've ran that at all. I think my times were more around 5:40 to 6 hours. So I thought 5:29 was a very reasonable goal that I could possibly achieve. And so I kept telling myself, I'm going to beat Katie Holmes' time. And did you? I beat her time by 1 minute. But now I'm pretty sure that Katie Holmes can definitely beat my times. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Katie Holmes can beat your running time now. Okay. Favorite pre-race meal? Usually toast with peanut butter, or a bagel with peanut butter, oatmeal, maybe a banana, and a little bit of coffee. Okay. And favorite post-race meal? Pizza with root beer. Ooh. Mm-hmm. All right. Your bucket list race. Ooh. Bucket list race. That would probably be Berlin Marathon. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a desire to complete all the world majors, but I would like to do Berlin Marathon and London. Well, from what I've heard, those world majors are pretty tough to get into. So good luck. Finally, any words for runners, especially beginning runners or those who are starting on their journey? Oh, words. I would say if you run, you're a runner, regardless of the pace. And I am cheering you on. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for having me. I should let you go so you can go and get your run in. This has been fun. Yeah, thank you. I wish you the best, always. Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you for you being here. I'm wishing you a great day. I will see you again soon.